Applied Mathematics, Chapter 15, Taxation. In taxation, we will study GST, Goods and Service Tax, and Income Tax. In my previous video, I explained the GST, the problem based on GST. In this video, we are going to study about the income tax. Now, what is income tax? Income tax is a tax which is directly paid to the central government by the individual on its income. Income tax. Financial year, the period from 1st April of the current year to the 31st March of the next year. That duration period is the financial year. Assessment year. Assessment year is after the financial year. For example, today is from this year, 1st April 2021 till 31st March 2022 is the financial year of 2021-2022. And the assessment year will start after 31st March 2022. After the financial year, the assessment year is there. Gross income, total income earned by an individual, either by the salaried individual is the salaried person, or in other source he will earn the amount he earned, the income of amount he earned is the total income, that is counted as to be a gross income. Exemptions and deductions. As we know, the maximum taxpayers are the salaried person. Salaried person, maximum salaried person pay the taxes. Now, how can they save their money? How they can save the tax? That tax can be saved by using exemptions and deductions. There are few steps which can be help them to save their money. I will explain you those also under exemptions and deductions. Save tax using exemption and deductions. The type of exemption deductions are house rent allowance, HRA. A person who pays the house rent, he or she has the exemption from the income tax. Standard deduction, an amount of 50,000 is allowed for the salaried or individual person. Deduction under section 80C. A person can claim the deduction of rupees 1,50,000 up to rupees 1,50,000 under the section 80C by investing the amount in LIC, life insurance, GPF, General Provident Fund, EPF, Employee Provident Fund, PPF account, NSC, National Savings Certificates, NPS, National Pension Scheme, and tuitions for two children. Deduction under section 80D. That medical insurance, if a person has claimed for the medical insurance, so the income tax won't be allowed in that case. Exemption is given in that. Deduction is there for the income tax. Interest on home loan under section 24. That claim deduction up to rupees 2 lakh is being claimed and as an exemption for home loan under section 24. Deduction under section 80E. Claim deduction, a person can claim a deduction of interest of education loan for maximum up to 8 financial year. Suppose a person has taken a loan for his children for higher education in India or abroad, so he can avail that exemption in the interest of that amount against the interest against the amount he has taken. The exemption of interest has been given up to say maximum of 8 financial years. Deduction under section 80G. A person can claim a deduction of if he does the donation or if he makes a donation in any organization. Deduction under section 80 TTA. The person can avail the deduction up to rupees 10,000 under the saving account interest of under section 80 TTA. Taxable income. So these are the exemptions and deduction. So what is the taxable income? How much the tax has been taken from the income? The taxable, we know that the gross income is the income which is being earned in all the type of sources. Now, after earning the income, the person has done such have invested the amount to get the save the tax from the exemption of deduction. To get the exemption and deduction of the tax, he has saved in such points. So gross taxable income will be the gross income minus sum of all exemptions and deduction. Whatever the investment the person has done in these types of exemption and deduction, the sum of all that amount, the gross income minus the sum of all exemption and deduction, the amount will the rest amount is left over is taxable income. That amount is left over is that is under the taxable income. So on that income, tax will be allowed, income tax will be applied on that particular income. So let us proceed with we know about the income tax slab is there. We study about the income tax slab, and then we proceed with the problem based on income tax. Income tax slab, old slab, income tax slab for the financial year 2019 to 2020 and assessment year 2020 to 2021. For individual taxpayers below the age of 60 years, taxable income and income tax is as follows. Up to 2,50,000, taxpayer need not to pay any income tax, and the taxable income between 2,50,000 1 rupee to 5 lakh, 5% taxable income exceeding rupees 2,50,000. And the income between rupees 5 lakh 1 to 10 lakh, the income tax is 12,500 plus 20% of taxable income exceeding 5 lakh. And the income above, taxable income above 10 lakh, then income tax will be rupees 1 lakh 12,500 plus 30% of taxable income exceeding rupees 10 lakh. For individual taxpayer below 60 years old or more but less than 80 years, they come in the category of senior citizen, and the senior citizen's taxable income and income tax is given as up to 3 lakh. Then senior citizen need not to pay any tax, and if their income is between 3 lakh 1 to 5 lakh, 5% taxable income exceeds to 3 lakh. Then rupees 5 income between 5 lakh 1 rupee to 10 lakh, the income tax will be rupees 10,000 plus 20% of taxable income exceeding 5 lakh. Above 10 lakh, the income tax will be rupees 1 lakh 10,000 plus 30% of taxable income exceeding rupees 10 lakh. Tax rebate under section 80A. This allows to individual taxpayer a maximum amount of rupees 12,500 for taxable income up to rupees 5 lakh for the financial year 2019 to 2020. Health and education cess, it gives after calculating the income tax, for we add 4% of 4% on income tax that been calculated as an health and education cess. New tax regime. This is the new income tax slab, and this is the completely optional for the individual whether he or she would like to follow this new tax regime, or he and she can follow the previous slab of income tax slab of the financial 2019 to 2020. So in this new tax regime, income tax slab for the financial year 2020 to 2021 and assessment year 2021 to 2022. New tax regime is totally optional with the coexisting with the old slab. Now in taxable income and income tax, taxable income up to 2,50,000, taxable payer need not to pay any tax. Taxable income 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, income tax will be 5% taxable income exceeding 2,50,000. Taxable income 5 lakh to 7,50,000, income tax will be 12,500 plus 10% of taxable income exceeding 5 lakh. Taxable income 7,50,000 to 10 lakh, income tax will be 37,500 plus 15% of taxable income exceeding 7,50,000. And taxable income between 10 lakh to 12,000, 12 lakh, 10 lakh to 12 lakh 50,000, taxable income tax will be 75,000 plus 20% of taxable income exceeding 10 lakh. Taxable income is between 12 lakh 50,000 to 15 lakh, income tax will be 1 lakh 25,000 plus 25% taxable income exceeding 12 lakh 50,000. Above 15 lakh, then the income tax will be 1,87,500 plus 30% of taxable income exceeding 15 lakh. Now, what is the specialty of this in this slab? In this slab, that individual has, if the individual opt this new tax regime, then the new tax regime will not allow, it will not allow to get any exemption and deduction, such as HRA, standard deduction, deduction under section 80C, 80D, 80E, and so on, which we get this deduction and exemption and deduction we get in old slab, but in new slab no deduction will be allowed. Tax rebate under section 80A, it is same as in the old section also. It is the maximum rebate is 12,500 for taxable income up to 5 lakh for this financial year. And health and education says again it is same. It is added 4% after calculating the income tax, 4% off on the income tax calculated. It is for the health and education cess. But the difference between the old and the new set is the main is that it won't allow, it is not, it will not be able to get, the individual will not be able to get any exemption and deduction. No exemption and deduction given to that. Directly the tax has to be paid. So let us proceed with the problems based on income tax, and then we calculate how the old and the new taxable slab affects the individual's taxpayer. Before we proceed to the income tax problem, first of all we know the method which has been used to find the income tax. So we will find to calculate the income tax, these following methods are being applied. First is find the gross income. Second step is subtract the exemption, say HRA and the standard deduction from the gross income. Third step is subtract all types of deduction done from the different sections such as ATC, ATG and so on from the balance gross income obtained from step 2 to get the taxable income. Now calculate the taxable income. So calculate the income tax on the taxable income as per the slab. Subtract the tax relief under section 87A from the income tax obtained in step 4. From here we have get the income tax, we subtract the tax relief under section 87A. Then add 4% of income tax obtained in step 5. In step 5 we get the income tax, and on that 4% income tax will be added in step 5 as per the health and education cess. So following these 6 steps, these are the main important 6 steps. Following these 6 steps, we proceed to the problem based on income tax. In a financial year 2019 to 2020, the annual income of Mr. Gupta, whose age is 45 years, was rupees 9,50,000. Exclusive HRA. He deposited 1,10,400 in National Pension Scheme and rupees 29,000 in LIC and paid rupees 42,000 as a tuition fee of 2 children. He purchased a mediclaim for policy for rupees 18,400. He paid rupees 1,09,000 as an interest on rupees 18,000 as principal of home loan. Calculate the income tax paid by Mr. Gupta and end of financial year. In this, we have to calculate the income tax that the Mr. Gupta has to pay at the end of financial year. First of all, if we go with the process with step by step, first of all we calculate the gross income of Mr. Gupta. Gross income of Mr. Gupta is, Mr. Gupta earns 9,50,000 and he is not getting any kind of interest over there. So if the gross income of Mr. Gupta is 9,50,000 and the standard deduction is 50,000. Balance is 9 lakh. Now Mr. Gupta deposits his amounts on National Pension Scheme, LIC, and paid the tuition fee also. So deduction under section 80C. Deposit in National Pension Scheme, how much amount? 1,10,400. In LIC, he deposit 29. Invested in LIC, he invested 29,000. And tuition fee of 2 children, he pays 42,000. Total amount is 400 to 118 1 8 1 lakh 1,81,400. 1,81,400, and we know that this amount exceeds 1,50,000, as the under section 80C only at the most maximum amount the reduction could be done 1,50,000. Balance 90,000 minus, as we know that the deduction under section 80C is up to 1 lakh. So we have 1,50,000 deduction under section 80C, maximum up to 1,50,000. So we deduct only 1,50,000 instead of 1,81,400. So we get 1,50,000. Now next is deduction under section 80D. He invested on Mediclaim policy also. So medical insurance up to rupees 25,000. Up to 25,000 can be deducted, but he invested 18,400 only. So exactly 18,400 will be deducted from the balance amount. So we have 7,50,000 minus 18,400. $7,31,000. This is the balance. Next, he invested. He has taken the interest and paid the interest as 1,09,000 on the home loan, and we know that the interest on home loan under section 24 is up to rupees 2 lakh, and he paid as 1,09,000, so it is less than 2 lakh, so we directly subtract 1,09,000 from the balance. So we have 7,31,600 minus 1,09,000. That gives the result as 6,011 2 6. 6,22,600. This is the taxable income. Taxable income is 6,22,600. Now we have to calculate the interest on this taxable income. Now taxable income is 6,22,600. We know that income tax is 12,500 plus 20% exceeding income tax exceeding taxable income rupees 5 lakh. So we subtract 5 lakh from here, but we get 12,500 plus 20% of 1 lakh 22,600. Subtract 5 lakh from 6,000, 6 lakh 22,600. We get 1 lakh 22,600. So this we get as 12,500 plus 0, 12, 1, 5, 4, 2. On adding all these, we get 20, 10, 1, 7, 3. 37,020 rupees as an income tax. But now education cess is also there. So education cess is 4% of 37,020. Education cess is always calculated on the calculated income tax. So we get 4 upon 100 into 37,020. 8028 to 14 divided by 10 comes out to be 1,480 rupees 80 paisa, or you can say 1,481 rupees approximately. On round off we will do that. 1,481 rupees. This amount is added to the income tax. So total income tax to be paid, will be 37,020 upon plus 1,481. That comes out to be 10,1583. So this is the taxable income. 38,501 is a taxable income which Mr. Gupta has to be paid at the end of financial year. In a financial year 2019 to 2020, Mr. Abhimanyu, age 58 years, annual salary was 10,54,000 exclusive HRA. He earned rupees 17,500 as interest on saving bank account. Mr. Abhimanyu deposit 12,000 per month as GPF and 45,000 towards the annual premium of life insurance. He paid rupees 1,98,000 on interest and 40,000 premium of home loan. He also paid 18,000 interest on education loan for his son. Mr. Abhimanyu purchased a Mediclaim policy of rupees 27,829 for his family. Calculate the income tax paid by Mr. Abhimanyu at the end of financial year. Assuming the above data given above for the financial year 2020 and 2021, calculate the income tax with new tax regime slab. In this question, we have to calculate the income tax according to the financial year 2019 and 2020. That means according to the old slab, as well as according to the financial year 2020 and 2021. That means we have to calculate the income tax according to new tax regime, and then we take the new tax regime slab and the old tax slab. How much the difference of amount income tax Mr. Abhimanyu has to pay. First of all, we calculate the gross income of Mr. Abhimanyu. Annual income of Mr. Abhimanyu is 10,54,000 and interest from saving banks is 17,500. So gross income will be, add this, you will get 500, 11, 71, 10 lakh 71,500. Subtract standard deduction. Standard deduction of 50,000. 10,21,000 as the balance. Now he deposit 12,000 per month in GPF. So deduction under section 80C is GPF 12,000 per month. That means 12,000 multiplied by 12, which comes out to be 1,44,000. And also he pay 12,000 also he pay 45,000 as a premium of life insurance. So life insurance premium is 45,000. Total is 1,89,000. Total 1,89,000. And we know that the deduction under section 80C is maximum up to 1,50,000. So deduction under section 80C maximum to 1,50,000. So though he's investing 1,89,000, but only 1,50,000 will be deducted from the balance. So we subtract 10,21,500 minus 1,50,000. So our new balance will be 500, 1, 12, 7, 8,71,500 is the new balance. Again, again 1,98,000 as an interest and 40,000 as a principal of home loan. That means interest on home loan is interest on home loan under section 24 is up to rupees 2 lakh. Interest up to rupees 2 lakh will be deducted. Here invested 1,98,000, which is less than 2 lakh. So 1,98,000 complete will be reduced from the balance. We get 8,000, which is equal to 1,98,000. We subtract 8,71,500 minus 1,98,000. 7, 6. So 1,73,500. This is the new balance. New balance is 6,73,500. Deduction under 80E education loan. Deduction under section 80E education loan, interest on education loan, which is interest on education loan, which is 18,000. Now we subtract 18,000 from the balance amount. We get 6,73,500 minus 18,000. 6,50,000 as a new balance. Now deduction under section 80D. He has taken the Mediclaim policy. He purchased the medical policy of 27,829, and the under section deduction under section 80D medical insurance is maximum up to 25,000. As he has taken he has purchased medical policy 27,829, which is greater than 25,000. So we reduce the deduction is only for 25,000 instead of 27,829. So new balance is 6 lakh 55,500 minus 25,000. 6,30,500. This is the new balance. Also he has taken he is getting the interest of 17,500 from the saving bank account, and reduction under 80 TTA, deduction under section 80 TTA, that means interest up to 10,000 from saving bank account. 10,000 deduction is done from the saving bank account. So we have get 6,30,500 minus 10,000. So taxable income is 6,20,500. 6,20,500 is the taxable income. Now the income tax is applied on this income. So we know from the old slab, income tax is 12,500 plus 20% taxable income exceeding rupees 5 lakh. And it is greater than 5 lakh, we subtract 5 lakh from here, we get 12,500 plus 20% of 1,20,500. Subtract 5 lakh from here, we get 1,20,500. So income tax is 25,000 plus 20 upon 100 into 1,20,500. Simply add these. 663. 36,600 is the taxable income. Now here education cess is also there. Education cess is 4% of 36,600. As education cess is always calculated on the income tax, calculated income tax. This is the income tax. So education cess will be 4% of this income tax. Comes out to be 4 upon 100 into 36,600. 26 to 1,464 rupees is added to the income tax. So we say that income tax to be paid by Mr. Abhimanyu is 36,600 plus 1,464. That means 64, 10, 1, 8, 3, 38,064 rupees. So this is the amount of income tax that Mr. Abhimanyu has to pay, 38,064 rupees. This is the income according to the old financial, old slab, or you can say the financial year 2019 to 2020. Let us check for the financial year 2020 to 2021 on tax payable on new tax regime. Now, according to the new tax regime, annual income of Mr. Abhimanyu is 10,54,000, and interest from saving bank, interest from saving bank account is 17,500. So gross income will be add gross income is 10,71,500. Now gross income is 10,71,500, which is greater than 10 lakh. So according to the new regime tax slab, we have income tax will be, this is the taxable income. Gross income is the taxable income. Taxable income is 10,71,500 rupees. As in the new tax regime, is not will not allow any kind of deduction. It not allow any kind of deduction, either 80C, 80D, 80E. Nothing will be allowed. Not even the HRA, not even the standard deviation. So we directly the give whatever the gross income is the taxable income. So income tax is applied on the taxable income as it exceeds with 10 lakh. Income taxes 75,000 plus 20% taxable income exceeding rupees 10 lakh. Subtract 10 lakh from here, we get 75,000 plus 20%, 20 upon 100 into 71,500. 75,000 plus 10 89,300 rupees is the income tax. And education cess is on income tax. So 4% of 89,300 comes out to be 3,572 rupees. This income is added to the income tax. So taxable income is income tax to be paid $92,872. According to the new tax regime, the income tax has to be paid 92,872, whereas previously from the old slab, the income tax has to pay 38,064 only. So we can see the difference, how much the amount difference if we check difference in income tax. 92,872 and 38,064. You will get 12,808, 12,485. That means according to the new tax regime, Abhimanyu has to pay 54,808 rupees extra as compared to the old tax slab. This is much higher. So it's now, since the government has given us the choice whether we have to go to opt the old slab or the new regime slab, it's up to us which we want to go. So obvious that old slab is much better than the new tax regime. Hope you understand the concept of income tax, how to calculate the income tax. Income tax slab is very important. You must know where the deduction is being there. I have already explained each and everything step by step. Must go through with the video from the beginning so that the understanding is more clear to you. Do like and subscribe my video.